All right, so this is part 4 of how being neurodivergent and the issues it causes makes you seem like a jerk. And this one is kind of worrying me to talk about, but hopefully it will be taken with understanding. I'm not being rude or making fun of your accent when I ask you to repeat yourself 50 million times. So because of the issue I have with my auditory processing disorder, I cannot really hear the difference or tell the difference between like sounding letters or sounds like M's and N's. Also, one of my issues with my hearing is that my left side or left ear processes sound about almost 15% slower than I process sound coming from my right side. This causes a number of issues like unable to locate where sound is coming from, and it gives you that stereo hearing effect. So I can't single out voices. I hear everything at once. So think of like if you ever recorded a lecture in class and how when you played it back, like everything was so loud and the paper's rustling and whoever's like, yeah, back here, yada, yada, yada. That's how it is all the time. And then you confusion with like sounding letters. It can be difficult just to understand or properly interpret what somebody's saying. But then on top of it, when you add in an accent, especially one I'm not used to hearing, that can further complicate what I'm looking for auditorily to let me know what's being said. But also because of my language disorder probably is when I learned words, I learned how I personally heard them and equated that with my head. So if that word doesn't match how I have heard it previously, it's really hard for me to connect it to it being said in a different way with an accent, if that makes sense. I think of Pittsburghese and, how a person would say, go wash your car. But in Pittsburghese, you say, go wash your car. Same exact words, same exact meaning, just different pronunciation because of an accent. And for me, a lot of people would easily pick up that they mean wash, and when they say wash, because of that. But because I'm already missing more context because of how I hear, and it's taking away further. So it just makes it that much harder to try to piece together properly what somebody is trying to tell me. Not only that, but it's really and kind of intensely mentally exhausting, trying really hard to concentrate and figure out what they're saying. It takes a lot of brain power. And then there's always that part of me that feels horribly guilty because they're trying their best, and you know that most people, it'd be clear enough for them, but it's not for you. And you have to keep asking them to repeat themselves. And it's just, it makes me feel so bad. And furthermore, if you add on, it's somebody speaking with a deep voice, that just makes it impossible. Impossible. One of my best friends, she's married to a man who is originally from India. One of the middle part of it, I can't remember the name of the town, nor could I even pronounce it right. Anyways, so I won't try to insult them by that. But, and, after years of knowing him, I've kind of learned his, accent a little better. And, of course, it's gotten less intense gets the longer he lives here. But I still have moments when he speaks and he's talking to me, and I'll just look at him and I'll be like, and he'll know, and he'll like repeat it and make sure to like enunciate extra for me so I can understand what he's saying. But when it comes to when I have to call somewhere and I get somebody with a thick accent, and especially then because I can't rely on lip reading, it just gets so hard to get anything done. And it's honestly, especially if it's something important that I want to make sure gets done right, easier to try to transfer to somebody without such a heavy accent. Now, a couple years, or about a year ago, not even yet, I did get hearing aids that are specially programmed for people who don't have hearing loss, but who hear differently like I do, that are specially programmed to amplify the tones of the human voice. So it puts right in my ear what people are saying, and that has made life so much easier. But it's still not 100%. I think like somebody who doesn't hear like me. But it just, patience. I'm not an asshole. And then furthermore, once I do learn the accent and all the parts of it, then I will slip into speaking with the accent when talking to that person without meaning to. Probably the autism as a way to like mimic response, or, empathetic, trying to make them feel comfortable. And I'll catch myself doing it, and I'll apologize and then do it again, because I just can't not.